Joining us is John Cox, the new head football coach of the Kennedy Catholic Golden Eagles. And, Coach, getting ready to start your first season as a head coach. You got to be awfully excited about the upcoming season here in a week or so.
Yes, very excited. New team, new atmosphere. Got some great players, great coaching staff.
What's been the challenge right now? Obviously, Kennedy, the last few years, they've struggled with some numbers. To talk about that and how you're trying to deal with the lack of a big lineup.
Yes, that was at the beginning. I mean, we literally only had around 13 kids at the beginning. So we actually, the numbers picked up recently. So we're looking at around 20. We got 20 right now. And if the one kid ends up playing, we're looking at 21 kids.
You were a coach down in District 7 for a bunch of years. What attracted you to the Kennedy job?
You know what? It was more of like I've been coaching, for a lot of years, youth, junior high, got a year in at the high school. I was just I wanted to head my own program, wanted to get out there, get these kids going in the right direction, run a program. Me and my son, we always talked about, being the head coach and coaching up our own program. I have him out there as my assistant coach, and just,
What will a John Cox football team look like on offense and defense? What do you hope it looks like for you?
Offensively, a John Cox team, we're going to be wide open book. We're going to spread those guys out, and we're going to we got athletes. That's one thing we do got. We got athletes on that team, and we're going to get them the ball. Defensively, we're tough. We're not that big. We are very athletic. We got a lot of speed, and the kids are very tough. So we're going to be real aggressive. We're real aggressive. I'm aggressive on defense, so that's what you could look for.
A couple of those athletes you're talking about include Ravion Wilbon Venerable, who was a standout quarterback a couple years ago, and also Damian Harrison. Talk about these two young men, and what do you hope to see out of them?
I'm going to see the 1-2 punch out of them. I got, Ravion's out at the quarterback. I got Damian split out. Those two guys, man, they got a rapport together already. I mean, they're connecting. It's a great 1-2 punch.
The strength of your
it's like a Montana and Jerry Rice type.
And these two guys know each other very well. And obviously, Damian, I've heard he just keeps growing. Is he, about 6'5" now?
He's pushing 6'5" now. Yes, and he is very athletic, one of the fastest kids on the team, catches the ball at a high point. I mean, he's great. He's a great athlete. He's a great kid.
What's going to be a couple of the keys this year, Coach, as you get ready for league action and trying to compete for a playoff spot?
A couple of the keys is just to teach these kids the offense and the defense. We got a lot of young kids, so they just gotta buy in. They gotta learn. They gotta pay attention. Got some stuff with on paper. We do some chalk talk. They got a lot of questions, so you can tell they're real green. So we just got to get everybody caught up to speed. So you're throwing a lot of stuff at these young guys. I mean, they got to learn. We're out on the field. We're working. Showing them a lot of different stuff that they didn't know.
What's the strength of your team right now from your perspective?
Our speed. We are a very fast team, very fast, very agile team. A lot quicker than I thought. When we first got out there, I'm like, we got the boys out there, and then we start running some drills and stuff, running some sprints. I'm looking like we are very quick, and that's going to be our strength. We got to get these kids in the open space and let our athletes work.
You had a chance to obviously be around Kennedy and their program the last couple months. What's your thought about playing afternoon games? You got to be a little bit different for you.
Yes, it's funny that you said that because when she said the schedule and she said afternoon games, I said I'm thinking right away. I said we don't even have a JV team. She said no, your games are played on Saturday afternoon. I said, oh, okay, because, we usually play Fridays. And she was like, yeah, it's different here. You got to play, afternoon games. If any Friday games would be away. So, I mean, that is very, very different because Friday night football, there's nothing like Friday night football. But now we got Saturday afternoon football, so I'll get used to that.
In addition to coming from a new district and meeting a bunch of new kids, now you're going to have to scout new teams. Talk about the challenge of that.
That's always a challenge. We already been looking at games from last year, scouting out some teams. Our first game will be Cambridge Springs. This is a different style of play. Different style of play. Every team. The coaches on the teams, they could bring something, but they, a different style of play.
Coach, lastly,
so, I mean, that's always a challenge.
What's the goals this year, Coach?
The goals this year is to get this program going in the right direction. Everything else will fall in place. That we get out here, let these kids know we're here for them, give them 110%, give it back to us. Everything else is going to work. But we definitely got to get it going in the right direction. A lot of these kids are saying, the program is different. I told them we're here. We're going to, got to put our foot down, let them know how it's going to go, and then just stick to our guns.
John Cox, head football coach of Kennedy Catholic. Thanks for your time. Wish you the best of luck this year, best of health, and hopefully we will cross paths a couple times during the season.
Oh, definitely. No, you're welcome, and thanks for having me.